Lieutenant General Toan Chai is Chief of Staff in one of the 3 Cambodian armies fighting to overthrow the Phnom Penh government. With a group of his men, this is his first trip across the border from Thailand since last September. It was then that Vietnam said it was withdrawing all its troops from Cambodia. The general and his allies claim thousands of the Vietnamese never left. On this trip, General Toan Chai plans to spend 4 days collecting information and boosting morale in the areas inside Cambodia where his troops are fighting. Much of the journey will be hard and through regions not long captured from government forces. Toan Chai's first stop was the village of Phu Mampil. The small field hospital that's been set up here provides a midway stage between battlefield first aid and full hospital treatment in the border camps. Malaria kills more people here than bullets. The disease-carrying mosquitoes have long been immune to anti-malarial drugs. The lack of fresh water also leads to a high incidence of dysentery. Of course, the war has claimed its victims too. Vicious spikes left by withdrawing Vietnamese troops and anti-personnel mines. Tens of thousands are scattered around the jungles and paddy fields. As in most conflicts, necessity has proved to be the mother of invention. With an economy that's been ravaged by years of war, most Cambodians live a frugal life. But there are advantages in living near Thailand. Phu Mampil is close enough to the border for Thai television to be picked up. The television is placed at the general's dining table for his enjoyment. But for many of the local young soldiers, it's a chance to catch a glimpse of a nearby world that they've never seen for themselves. The next morning, preparations are made for a 3-hour drive to Tamar Phuc, the forward base of the general's troops. It'll be an uncomfortable ride in the back of the lorry, and one that's not without dangers. Armed scouts travel ahead to watch for ambush. What awaits them is a village that's been all but deserted by local people. The visit will be a short one. The general hears of an impending counterattack by Phnom Penh's forces and moves on with his entourage to the front line. But within 2 weeks, Tamar Phuc will have fallen to government troops. General Toan Chai, as chief of the army that supports Prince Sihanouk, is head of the second largest military force in the coalition fighting the government. The Sihanoukis lack heavy armaments. This is their sole tank, captured from the Vietnamese, but they're seen as a well-disciplined army. At the end of this second day, the tank is exchanged for more comfortable transport. The next morning, in the village of Ban Ti Chima, on the streets, the blue uniformed security police of the KPLNF, one of the Sihanoukis' 2 coalition partners. Here, the business ethic thrives. Most things could be bought here at a price. That was until recently. While the general was visiting, the air was full of a pregnant anticipation. Concerns that the government would attack before the start of the rainy season in May. Toan Chai tried to visit the local KPLNF commander, but a tank trap barred his way. Rather than wait hours for a bridge over the pit to be repaired, or face a journey through a minefield, the general turned his Suzuki around and headed back to the Poom Ampil base camp. General Toan Chai is a well-respected man, one of the founder members of Sihanouk's army 20 years ago. He makes no secret of his dislike for the third coalition member, the Khmer Rouge. But there's worse than his enemy turned ally.
Since I can say for the first time, the Cambodian people hate Pol Pot the most. I think the first time since 1979, 75 to 79. But since the Vietnamese stay still in Cambodia longer and longer, more the Vietnamese stay long, more the Cambodian turn to hate the Vietnamese the most.
The general says the Vietnamese are still in Cambodia. Their voices can be heard on the radio sometimes. And although none have been caught yet, it's just a matter of time. On the final day, the Suzuki has gone, and it's back to transport by cart. Before heading back to Thailand, the general set off for a village recently taken by his troops. Despite early mistrust, the villagers are won over when Toan Chai tells them that their religion must come first, Prince Sihanouk second. It's a politically astute statement in a country where Buddhism has been suppressed in the past. With a couple of wild chickens bought en route, the Sihanoukis head back toward the border with Thailand. On the way, there's nothing to drink but water from stagnant ponds. In many ways, the journey's been a success for General Toan Chai. A chance to see things at first hand, a chance to chide or encourage. But what those who are left behind in Cambodia hope for most is a chance that the latest round of peace talks, proposed for late in April, will be a success.